That was.
Let's talk about a very interesting matter that hit social media yesterday, and it was a very, very beautiful, cute video to see. And I shared it on our group just this morning. It's of a young boy who must be perhaps maybe somewhere between 12 or 15, no, 12 or under.
Maybe 10 to 12.
Yeah, a kid born outside of Nigeria, however, was having a very, very interesting conversation with his grandmother in Igbo. Now, this is not just the typical Igbo. This is Igbo, the people who even might have been born in the East can't even boast of being able to speak. It was really deep. And to have such a conversation with a grandmother, you can imagine how deep and how cultured that kid was, even if he was outside of Nigeria. Looking at that situation and thinking about what's happening to our Nigerian languages, your kids don't speak Yoruba, do they?
They actually understand it. Speaking it, won't be in the deepest dialect, no.
Same as me growing up. And you see, you've really said something. And look, your dialect is your identity.
Exactly.
It's big. It's who you are. It stands here. There's just a lot one can say about it. I wish I understand my dialect fully. I can speak not as well.
What is your dialect?
You know, there's what now, Oran. Okay, I can understand fully. But you see, the thing is, one issue that might be a problem is that as a country, we don't have a unified local dialect or a second lingua franca, as it were.
Very true.
If somebody's speaking Danish, it'll be Danish. Yes, there might be some slight variations. But you see, there is unity in diversity, or would I say there are advantages to that in some ways. But I must say that when I saw that video, especially when people noted under that, the young man was speaking deep Igbo, like it wasn't just surface Igbo, you know, he was going on and all that. And everybody gave kudos to his parents. And I said, yes, also, kudos, his parents or his guardians or whatever it was.
Whoever taught him,
communicated. So what happens is this. It's about communication. If you insist, especially from kids. I've been in Lagos, how many years now? It's over, I still don't speak Yoruba. I want to say that.
But you understand it, though.
No, we do.
Really, Mike?
Really?
You do?
No.
You do. Ogbeni is one of your biggest lines ever.
That's a good Ogbeni guy, Mr. Sir. It just ends there. But you see the thing. I think when Lagos is, shout out to Lagos. When you know no man's land, you've heard that thing about Lagos. Lagos is about the most hospitable place in Nigeria.
Anybody.
You know, when I came in, I had this thing, I didn't really like Lagos. So there was just this thing, I'm not going to speak. You know? But I wish
That's a mic thing. That's not a general
I will
thing.
tell you that.
That's a mic thing.
Personally, I'm not too versed in my dialect, which is Isoko, but I can converse. I can converse, especially when I go to the village, and it's a beautiful thing to see all those little kids with runny nose talking in Isoko. I'm like, oh my God, it's so cute. I like it, but I can't. I was born in Lagos. I have a good understanding of the language, and
how good is your Yoruba?
My Yoruba was really bad until I
came to TVC.
So I started working here because I love the fact that people are very comfortable talking to me
in
Yoruba and expecting that I should, and I've had to learn. So Yoruba me,
But Yoruba is hard.
Yoruba is a very difficult language.
Why?
It's not.
You want one word, just one. This might be last. One word, exactly. One word. 16 minutes. Depending on how you pronounce it.
So we are a very emotive people. And the energy and passion you put into each word displays the emotion behind each word.
Sorry,
exactly.
Real quick, and
especially
back to
that word, bam.
That's why it's hard for a learner. Like you can just say something innocently.
But real quick, and back to that video. Real quick.
I know. Okay. Let me just say it. I wanted to say, Mike, there's something you said which people might come for you for. You said Lagos is no man's land. It's not no man's land.
Oh, no, I said
no, you think... when I say it's not...
It's described because of the hospitality.
So it means
it's open to all. Exactly. I just wanted to clarify that.
Let me get back to that video.
I'm so sorry. I want to say something.
Get it out.
I'm not going to say anything. Abby.
Get it out.
But the issue is, I think it's a choice to imbibe the culture and language of a place or a space. If you decide to, you will learn it. You have to be open-minded, open your ears, open your heart to it, and it'll come in. Sure. Language is not something that is taught in schools alone. It has to be something you engage in. So, because that's where I was going to go. In schools, kids are taught languages, but do they imbibe it fully? Probably not.
We're too concerned about English, but you mentioned the word culture. Were you today old when you knew that the word culture came from the word cult? So culture could be anything. It could be a group of people, even in Lagos, pushing, not really
An
pushing,
agenda?
but just identifying in such a way that it becomes culture itself.
common-
However, back to that video and using the word culture, language is very related to culture, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
There is an attrition of culture when it comes to Nigeria and Nigerians and our culture. I'll give you a very typical example. Israel, that's Davido's aide, always complains about his wife. Only just 2 days ago, he rained curses on her once again.
Wow, yeah.
If you look at his submissions, they were actually based on the fact that his wife, according to him, is deprived of culture, was not raised culturally, or has had her culture eroded from her. Now, that is an issue.
Yeah.
Because we are doing without the language, which carries the culture that we're supposed to be very proud of, and it's just
I'm gonna
affecting
say-
our daily lives and communications.
I'm going to
and
say it's a
relationships.
choice once again, because there are many Americans or American women marrying Nigerian men who have decided to imbibe the culture, learn the language. These are foreigners, not even from different states now, marrying into Lagos, or into Yoruba or into any other ethnic group. I'm talking about the fact that if you choose to imbibe a language, to imbibe a culture, it will come to you. The messages will come through.
I agree.
You can't just put a child in school and say, don't speak like this, speak like that, and expect it to happen. So, and then there's another thing that happens at homes now, because I was hearing about a particular family where the father actually used to flog them if he ever heard vernacular from their lips. And by the time they grew up, they had completely,
As
yes,
per pidgin
As per
or...
other languages.
other
apart from-
languages except for English.
See, let me just say something, Sha. If the boy, so a lot of people are debating if the kid was raised outside the country. If
Yeah.
he was raised outside the country and still speaks like that, that's even harder. Kudos to them.
Exactly.
Because you have to ensure that they speak it at home.
Exactly.
And
Sure.
make sure that he replies that way, and then he goes outside and he speaks English.
Exactly. And
Or,
then
or
comes
whatever
back home
language.
again.
And comes back home and over.
Yeah.
I don't want to know the
That's
toll
a
on his
good
personality. That must be some multiple personality stuff going on there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm home now.
And
I
it's-
have to be this guy.
It starts from really young. You
But
just,
kudos to the parents, from me
Yeah.
to them. That's fantastic. I wish I could do that. I wish I could raise my daughter. So I hope that someday.
you will. You'll get the hang of it.
What is it? What's your position? Let us know. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigerianTVC. What do you think about Nigerian languages, the loss of it, and even culture, and what impacts it will make on us as a people in the future? We'll be back. Stay tuned.